This is an introduction to Business 6080, Business Information Systems. I am Professor Bruce Hare. I've been with Webster University for more than 30 years, and I believe over that 30 years we've provided the students of Webster University with a very student-oriented master's level education that has helped them in their professional growth. Business 6080 is a course in information systems that you will interface with in the business world. Students in the MBA and business tracks do not always have the opportunity to review information systems. This course provides you with an insight into those systems and why we have them. We address the requirements of the course from the perspective of 1. Readings in the text, 2. Current events, 3. Your independent student research, 3. Knowledge of the other students, or 4. Knowledge of the other students, and 5. The additions that I as the instructor or other instructors will bring to the class. The topics we'll cover during the course are organizational information systems, what business systems there are, why there are so many different types, and what they are for. We will have a discussion of each of these so you understand what they are. Secondly, we'll talk about the changing competitive environment. How has the business and information technology environments changed since A, the inception of modern IT, and B, in the last 10 years? Next, we will have a discussion of electronic commerce. We look at this as a new way of doing business. It's really part of that last 10 years we talked about just a minute ago. And we'll talk about the different types of e-commerce. B2B, or business to business, B2C, business to consumer, C2G, consumer to government, and several other combinations we've come up with. And we'll talk about what the impact of these are on our society today. Fourth, we'll talk about strategic planning. How should business information systems be involved in strategic planning? And then we'll have a discussion of mistakes that have been made in the past. Next, we'll have a discussion about value creation with information systems. And we'll look at it in a business information system. What is the value of that business information system? What is the cost of that system? And what is its return on investment? Sometimes this is very hard to calculate because there's not a direct return on investment. You have to work on the intangibles. And then we'll look at how the managers and the IT professionals can increase the value of that information system to the business. We'll look at funding of information systems, and we'll discuss the various ways that information systems are funded within the organizations, and there are several different ways of accomplishing this. And then we'll look at how the various methods affect the ROI and that calculation of the return on investment when you're looking at it from that perspective. Next, we will look at the creation of business information systems. This is a condensed version of ITM 5400. And we'll look at what the process is for developing information systems. We will address the systems development life cycle, or SDLC. And we'll look at it from the traditional waterfall methodology, agile methodology, spiral methodology, or several other methodologies that are out there. And lastly, we will look at information systems trends. We will discuss future trends in the business environment and the IT environment. None of us have a crystal ball, but we'll have fun trying to figure out what might happen in the future based upon what is happening today, what's happened in the past, and what we see is going to happen in the future. Course requirements are well laid out in the course syllabus that is available to you online. But briefly here, there is a midterm and a final examination. There's a project paper of 10 to 15 pages in length that is again discussed in the syllabus. There's a presentation of that paper in the 9th week of 5 to 10 minutes in length. It's not a very intimidating presentation. You also have current events that are due in weeks 2 through weeks 8. on the topics we're discussing that evening. These current events will be discussed in class, and they will form the basis for the presentations those nights. And lastly, we will have in-class participation. Everyone has experiences in information systems, from the weather system to your office to your churches, wherever. And I want you to bring these experiences to class, and we'll talk about how they impact each of these areas we talked about earlier. While this may seem like a lot of work, the educational experience you will receive is well worth the commitment on your part. This is an interactive course that depends on student involvement at all levels. It is a fun and educational course that should provide you with another perspective into your chosen business management specialty. I look forward to seeing you in class. Thank you, and have a very good night.
That was